Turn my ears down.
Read them out. Down and quiet.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of the RCRC podcast. As you can tell, sun's out, guns out. It is hot in Virginia. So I was working in the shop, so I had to get the cool AC shirt on. So Chris, how you doing? How's it feeling down here in Virginia Beach?
It's hot. I don't like
Yeah.
it. And my AC still doesn't work very, we're using window units to keep the house cool.
Yeah. Yep. Supplemental is the thing. Actually, I'm not going to make you feel bad, but I just had to turn the AC up in my trailer because I was cold.
My office doesn't have AC, so hopefully this fan will keep me cool.
Yeah. Well, I am finally working on cars. Lots of nitro. I got nitro all around me.
Yeah, I need to actually do some maintenance. I don't. Let's see. We got what, a week and a half.
Special delivery.
Ooh. Yeah, I got a week and a half before heading up to VCS at Adrenaline.
Yeah, I will not be there, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're going to be at the Academy with who else? So there's a couple of pros coming out to that, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't remember, there's six instructors so far.
I'm assuming Drake's probably one of them.
I know Ciccarello's going to be there.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Your video is frozen on trying to put your headset on.
All right. Now, of course, I guess my internet jumped whenever I put my headset on. That's crazy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back. You're moving again. You're not frozen anymore.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know what that was about. Oh, well. Let's see what else we got. We got RC Academy coming up. We got, unfortunately, not a lot of racing to talk about because everything freaking rained out. I'm so bummed about that. We had a doubleheader weekend that we were supposed to be talking about, and
yeah,
Mother Nature did not cooperate, unfortunately.
Instead, you got to play in the mud.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, we basically Friday we raced and let it be dry so that in case it rained, we could the track could soak it up. And then about 2:30, Jason Butler was like, "Hey, we might need to cover the track. It's about to rain." So we're looking at the rain, or we're looking at the forecast. We're looking at the radar. I'm looking at the clouds, and it was all north of us. And so I was like, "Hey, I think it's gonna miss us." And it was open behind it. And so it barely sprinkled, like nothing, like handful of drops. So we're like, all right, we avoided it. Because once you put the tarps on and we're done practicing for the day, and it was like 2:30 in the afternoon. So we dodged that bullet, and we were working on stuff. They were all practicing, and then all of a sudden it started raining, and it caught us off guard. And I was like, well, it's too late now. We're never going to get the track. We're not going to get the track covered. So we were hoping that it was going to be short, and it lasted about 30 minutes. And then it was good. Sun was out. So Jason Butler and I got out there. He was with the backpack blower. He was blowing the water off the low spots. And I was out there with the shop vac. I was shop vacuuming off water, because if you get it off real quick, it doesn't like soak into the clay. And we were able to do that. It took about 2 hours, and we got all the water off the track. So there was no standing water on the track. We had it all blown, because if you blow it out of the low spots into the rest of the track, it will soak out, right? And
Yeah.
so we got it done, and we're like, all right, so we're done for the night, and as long as we don't get any more rain, we're good. But it was too wet to put the tarps on, so we would have had to put the tarps on at 2:00 in the afternoon, and none of the forecast. The forecast was like 6:00 was when it was supposed to start raining, and so it just hit us too early. So we thought we were going to be in the clear. Looked like the forecast kept getting better and better, and then 10:00, I'm sitting on the couch, and I look out, and the dogs are out on the deck, and I look out, and they are just soaked.
Oh my.
And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I go let them in, and I go out, and it is raining buckets. And it basically rained off and on until 2:00 in the morning. So no bueno, just too much water. Isaiah's in the house. What's up, Isaiah? Always on first. He always TQs the comments. So,
Of course.
yeah. But so kind of a bummer. I think a lot of other tracks got caught up too. Then a couple of covered tracks were, rubbing salt in the wound, talking about, hey, we're still racing down at the Rock in Tennessee. So, but
Yeah, I think down south they were doing okay. So I think G3, I saw something. I think they had a race. There was like the King of the Carolinas race, wherever that was. I think it was at G3. And but yeah, unfortunately Virginia was smacked pretty hard.
yeah. But track's good now. For those who are local, we're going to be practicing tomorrow night and Thursday night. And then kind of on the fence about maybe trying to get to the tilt yard this weekend. We don't have any big family plans. My daughter comes home on the 9th, so we were hoping she might come home before the 5th or before the 4th. But I love to celebrate Independence Day, but I don't do fireworks. I have a lot of ways that I can throw money into a bucket and catch it on fire. Fireworks isn't one of them. Plus, I have Australian Shepherds, so they are not fans of the fireworks.
No.
So I'm on the fence about maybe just hooking
Yeah,
the trailer.
but I think World RC is also racing. I thought about it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it down there. Might just have another relaxed weekend like I did this past. I was gonna go when the rain came. I thought about trying to head out to Newport News, but the forecast, because they were doing some parking lot racing there, but the forecast wasn't looking good. Apparently, I jumped the gun too early. They were able to get their whole program in, so I could have got some racing in, but I also woke up late. I woke up when I should have been probably already in Newport News. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
It's one of those woke up, rolled over, looked at the
exhausting
time.
weekend.
I believe it. I mean, I know you were probably busy working on the track. What, at least the entire week before?
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as normally because we've gotten a lot of the big stuff done. But I built a new water trailer for the back half of the track. So we have 1,100 gallons of water standing by, and I did find out we have 4,000 liters because a new guy that is new to the crew, Glenn, showed up, and he is from down south, like Australia down south, and so he told me that those were 1,000 liters, my water jugs. So I learned that this weekend. But so I said it sounds way cooler than 1,100 gallons. So we're gonna say from now on that we have 4,000 liters of water standing by. But I built a trailer, or I got a trailer from Jason Butler, and I cut all the top. It was a water trailer before, so it had two like 200-gallon jugs on it, but they were old and the pump was old. So I just cut all that stuff off and built a new deck on it and loaded it up with 2,000 liters of water and the new and the pump that I have. So it's all good, all ready for the next race. So let's see here.
How about now? Is that better?
Oh, that is so much better.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All
were.
right. Well,
yeah, you were popping around. I'm guessing it was using using the mic from your headset.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was using a mic from my headset.
Yeah, it was popping really bad. It was weird because you've used that headset before and you sounded fine.
Yeah, the sad thing is I have a brand new Shure SM7DB in the box, but it's too much trouble to use it in the RC trailer. So it's for my studio in the house. But
that's where I got the lapels for that, but
I got those two in the box. Same box. I have the lapels in the same box. So
I got my Amazon special podcast mic and soundboard. It gets the job done.
I probably should put one of those in the trailer. That's the next thing.
Might be a good idea.
So that's it for the racing that didn't happen this week. In our normal recap section, talking about, hey, what's up? Robert Coon's in the house. So we'll maybe next episode we'll have some actual racing to talk about. Kind of a bum. And last LCRC race, the Party Rock race, is the first race that I missed in 2 years at LCRC, and I missed it so that I could get ready for the doubleheader weekend, and that didn't happen. So kind of a bummer, but
yeah. Well, you'll be able to talk about the Academy next time we come on, because you'll be fresh off of that and how that goes.
Yeah. So my daughter gets home Thursday. We pick her up in Richmond. Then I'll drive home, kick them out of the car, jump in the RV, and get to the Academy because I got to be there Friday morning. Normally I would leave at a reasonable time, but my daughter has been gone for 9 months in Africa, so I will not be missing that. So,
yep.
But with that being said, it is the time. It's the VIP section time. It is time to bring in our VIP, and so I'm going to let you introduce.
Well, he just froze. So coming on is Zach Donathan of DRC. I'm sure if you've been to any race, you've probably seen his products around. He makes cables, charger stands. He does cool mods to the iChargers where he'll pull out the existing wires and put new 10-gauge loomed wires on. So he's coming on with us, and we're gonna talk. There we go. There he is.
There we go. Let's see if we can. There you go.
Yep, that's much better.
Hey, it actually doesn't look terrible on Instagram.
No, it doesn't.
We can actually, I don't know what changed, but it worked. We're always impressed when our technology works, Zach. So
I feel the same way when things are right, like with relative ease. I'm like, I'm doing something wrong. There's something I'm missing.
You get snaps for the proper background. Nice work with the bricks. And is that real brick or is that a?
Oh, it's genuine, high quality brick.
Fabric.
Oh, nice.
I
If
love it
you wouldn't
though.
have touched that, I would have lost. Well, actually, I see it blowing now, but I was gonna say I would have lost some money to thinking that was real bricks back there. That's pretty
It's
nice.
not bad. Yeah.
That works. If I were ever in the same spot twice, I might do something like that. But I almost went in the shop because the AC there. The last time I ran from the shop, I didn't have AC in there, and so I was the pit sweat was real. So, but I'm in the race trailer tonight.
Is he frozen again?
2.5 months of neglecting my cars. I'm actually working on my cars, so I have a
Nice.
nitro piles and piles of nitro and freshy
Fresh pipes.
pipes. So yeah,
So Zach, I guess thanks for coming on. I guess first tell us about yourself and how you got into all this. I use your I use your product, but don't know much about the person behind it.
So do you want to know about my racing or about the brand?
Start with racing.
we want to
and
know
what
it
got you into
all.
RC.
Tell us all the deep dark
Yeah,
secrets.
Sure. So obviously, the people that have started watching this from the beginning, I was also here listening to this because I haven't listened to many of these, and I kind of wanted to get a feel for what I was jumping into. But you guys are talking about, getting the water off the track and all that. I've been a part of 5 tracks now, 2 outdoor ones. The last one was a pretty big track. It was about the size of State Line, just one less lane deep. If you guys remember that track in Angola. It was a very, very large track. And so it used to be just a couple of guys and the owner, and we'd work on the track. And I don't miss that at all because it was very hot and it would rain, and nobody appreciated the work you did. And there was always something wrong, and there were never enough hands to get it fixed. But beyond that, so I started racing carpet truck back before Lipo and Brushless were here, and then they showed up shortly after. Good old Novak SS with the carbon packs. And then I moved my way to 8-scale buggy, and then we did 4x4 short course and some 8-scale truggy, and started into on-road probably 6 or 7 years after that. Started with a TC5 and just fell in love with touring car and kind of became my focus ever since.
You still do a lot of racing?
No, not really. The business and family take a lot of the precedent, so I get track like once a month is pretty good for me. There's just not enough time for everything.
That's more than I get sometimes.
I am with. I started the track in my backyard as a practice track. This is actually the 3rd track that I built at my house. The first track I built was a 10-scale little bitty track just in the middle of the woods. And if you've been to my house, Chris would know it's right behind where my track was, right in the woods. It was itty bitty. And did that for some rustlers. I had 2 tracksless rustlers. And then when I got into real racing, 8-scale, race cars, I built another one on the power line, which lasted, a couple of weekends. And then we were at Rusty Mihalik's house and down at Leaned Out Raceway, and my wife was like, well, why don't we just build a track at our house, and then you can host races and I can make food, because she likes to cook and entertain. And I was like, say no more. So started looking for dirt and got lucky and got some good red clay. Our church is building a new facility, and they had this big, massive pile of dirt that they were, trying to get rid of. And so we got about 50 loads of that, and that's what the current track's built on. But we went a little bit, overboard, and now we have a container for the driver's stand. I made a mistake the other day and added up what I have invested in the track, and
you should never do that. Come on.
It was a bad plan. it was a bad plan. I mean, we came to the realization that we have almost $10,000 in dirt. So that was
That's
the
cheap.
beginning of the piles. Yeah. And I haven't paid for any dirt. All the dirt was
That's
free.
just moving
that
it.
is $10,000 in trucking fees. So,
Yeah.
So, because we had another 20 loads that came from another location that weren't necessarily used on the track, but were used around the track, because we cleared a bunch of land and trees and put in drainage and all kind of stuff. I mean, I bought a skid steer because I was like, if I try to rent a skid steer for all of this stuff, I'll go broke just in rental fees. So we bought a skid steer, and I have used the crap out of it. So, but well, that's cool. So what's once you kind of walk us through what you Chris, some of the stuff that you do. You specialize obviously in electrical components, electronic accessories. How would you describe what DRC is and does?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of an accessory brand. So you have like kind of 4 tiers of RC brands, right? So you have your chassis, you have your electronic manufacturers, you have your tire manufacturers, and you have your accessory brands. And that's kind of where I'm at. We don't really do electronics. We don't do motors, batteries, radios, chargers. Right. So it is kind of an accessory brand, but we do a lot of stuff, on top of that. We do have some electronics, power supplies, discharge boxes, distribution blocks, starting to kind of fill the need of what mainly the racers want, being quality products. We try to make them here in the U.S., even if we can't do that with U.S. parts. There's still like, I have the power supplies are done in Indiana, and sort of the discharge boxes and the distribution blocks are done in Kentucky. And try to do that kind of stuff. Mainly we're known for our balance leads. It's kind of our claim to fame is our custom balance leads. And now we have pretty much every battery you can think of. We have a ready to ship lead as well as a custom one available, LiPo bags, all sorts of stuff like that. And if you guys know me or have seen me at any of the races, maybe PNB, you'll see me at Wicked Weekend here in a couple weeks. I just I don't like cheap stuff, and there's enough cheap stuff that other people are offering. So I'm trying to kind of bring the products to the market that I would want to see and I would want to use. And that's
I feel like you're underplaying the balance leads a little bit. For anybody who hasn't been on his website, I think there's 24 different things you can customize when you get a custom lead.
Yeah, so we've cut it down a little bit. So
okay,
we made it a little bit more streamlined, combined some options. So as when I first started the business, I didn't know what options were going to be popular. So I put some options on there, and then some people asked for some different options. And I was like, well, if if Chris wants this option, maybe, Joe wants this option, and maybe Bob wants it. And so I put it on there, and you end up with a lot of options rather quickly. So as the business matured and I got to see what people wanted, I was able to combine some of those things and make them with less options and easier for the end consumer. There's still quite a few options. If I go, to our custom leads, there's 1, 2. So you get your length, your wire gauge, your balance housing color, your charger side connector and angle, your battery side connector and angle, and then you have your 3 sheathing colors, your heat shrink color, and then you can customize the logo as well. So still a few, but not as many, 10 instead of 24.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the first time I think I ever went on the website. It was very overwhelming.
Yeah,
But
I know.
But yeah, no, that is definitely, it's still like the massive amount of, and you have the option. You still where people can send you their logo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, custom heat shrink is not in RC, but outside of RC, I do a lot of custom heat shrink.
Oh, wow.
A lot of like horse halter heat shrink, a lot of manufacturing, a lot of custom audio, and
Interesting.
Recently getting into some canine stuff. There's a lot of training academies and like collar and restraints, I guess, for lack of a better word, that they're reaching out. They want branding for their product, and a quick turnaround time, good pricing, and what they need.
So is this your full-time gig, or is this a side hustle? This is it.
Yeah,
this is feeding the family. I love to see that. That's
year number 11.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So I started out
year 11. Wow. Well, yeah. I know.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know that you guys are a huge supporter of the local community. I mean, I was blown away at the support you guys gave for our series and the podcast, and the stuff is, if you guys have not seen it in person, and I actually have, I won some at a VCS, either the first year or the second year that I did VCS. You guys' stuff is top notch. So I don't know that I've seen anything else in the business, maybe, on par, but definitely it's the nicest, top of the line stuff that I've seen. So, and it's one of those things where, quality lasts and you don't have to keep buying and, repairing and, that kind of a deal. So, and it's only your batteries, so it's not like it's an important part of, the electric process. It's only your charge leads, So a couple shout outs, Bryce and Jerry Coe and Alicio in the house.
Yeah. A lot of people say kind of a similar. Oh, I'm sorry. The feed is kind of in and out, so my apologies.
Oh,
you're good.
You're good. Keep going. His internet must be wonky today.
So a lot of people feel the same way until they're getting ready for a race and they go to plug in their battery and they discover their charge lead is broken, or they have, they want to charge their battery over here and they have a little tiny charge lead, or, they were able to spot the charge lead breaking and they've repaired it 17 times and now they're just tired of kind of that type of thing. So, our balanced leads are kind of what we're known for. And it's what we sell the most of. Like, it's the single most selling SKU that we have, whether it's custom or ready to ship. And the ready to ship stuff is relatively new, but we have, 1S, 2S, all the, bullets, receiver pack, dual 2S, if you have like EC5, EC3, XT60, etc., for all the different chargers, all 4 different types of 4S batteries. If there's a battery out there, we make a charge lead for it, whether it's ready to ship or custom.
I was very surprised. I didn't even know because I asked I asked the person who makes my cables before, like, hey, can you make this? I had one of the Gens Ace batteries, the same as the Nitro, or I think not the Nitro Pro, but I don't remember the name of the brand, but they have that funky cable plug on top. And I was at a VCS race and I won it in a raffle. It was a DRC cable, and I pulled it out. I was like, holy crap, where did he find this end at? And now that cable stays in my box now because it's the only cable that'll charge my bump box battery.
Yeah, so the 7500.
Yep, the 7500.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I actually I destroyed that battery a week ago. I left my bump box on in my garage and came back to battery with 0 volts.
Well, that's better than a no garage.
Yes, I am. I am happy that it just discharged down to nothing because that would have sucked to not have my garage. Yeah, that was So now I'm in the market for another 4S pack. Yay! Those things are expensive.
Yeah. A lot of guys are using 2S packs, but if you know a guy.
yeah, I know a guy. No, actually, mine used to use 2 of those 2S packs, but I printed a tray to put a big 7500 in it because I had one from my Truggy that I wasn't using anymore, and then I actually wired in my bump box. I actually have a buck converter to drop it down to 12 volts, so I can plug my head heater right into the side of my bump box. So I was like, I have this massive battery. I might as well get some use out of it.
That's nice.
Yeah. And unfortunately, because of that buck converter is why my battery is now at 0 volts.
We could wire up some of those 6000s that I have 15 boxes of on my bench right now. All those all the Z batteries that I found in that box. Remember that I bought?
Yes.
so not hating on Z. They all they have a place, but I do have a lot of them. So I bought somebody out after they switched brands. So they'd be good for bump boxes,
They'll be good for bump boxes.
Yeah. So, but so you say you primarily race touring car now? Is that modified or what's the touring car?
Yeah, so I do modified.
Okay.
What I used to do stock for a long time. I used to work with Phantom before they kind of stopped developing stuff. If you guys remember when the red can motor came out, I worked a lot with them for that one, and the 2 versions of the blue can before that, not the original one. And kind of, I moved and was busy with school and this, that, the other thing, and wasn't able to get to this track as much. So they, I kind of stopped developing for them. But I used to do a lot of stock racing, and then my buddies started running mod, and they were like, "Oh, it's so much fun! It's so much fun!" And I'm like, "Fine, I'll try it. It can't be that much better." I've never had more fun in my life. I've driven every class except World GTR and Mini Truggy.
You are missing out with World GTR. World GTR is probably the most fun on-road class ever.
Have you drove my turn? Have you drove a good my turn?
No.
All right.
I pulled the trigger. I put a 6.0 in my touring car one time, pulled the trigger and said nope. I took it back out and put the 17.5 back in.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just too much fun.
And are you racing carpet, Zach?
I race carpet and asphalt. So the local asphalt track is Queen City, which is just above Cincinnati. It's about 2.5 hours from me.
Okay.
Hoosier RC just put in a carpet track.
I saw
they're
that.
about 45 minutes for me. I checked it out on Sunday. Big supporter of Angie and Eddie and what they do, and they support me a lot. So Really appreciate them. Again, just trying to support the local tracks, because without the local track, there are no racers, and without no racers, there is no DRC. So, just do what you can to help out and type of thing. But I travel all over the country, kind of, well, I guess more the Midwest now, that my family is kind of growing and growing up. I'm trying to keep it semi-local. I'll be at Chances here. I'll do, the rural regionals. Probably not going to get to the nationals this year. I want to. It's just there's too much stuff again with the business. My racing takes way back seat. So I'm happy if I get to the track once a month, type of thing. But I go to races, every other week, pretty much the whole year.
Have you ever done the snowbirds?
I have, yeah. Actually, I have a bunch of great stories from snowbirds. But it's a whole, pretty much a whole week. You got to dedicate to it. And that's a whole week away from my family, or I got to bring my family, and then things get really expensive. So you gotta, what do you want to do?
And how old are your kids?
My baby girl's 2. She'll be 3 here soon in September. It was 2.5, not just yesterday.
Okay, so just one.
Yeah, just one right now. We're planning on having at least one more.
Okay.
But my my sister-in-law's got a serious boyfriend now, and then my brother-in-law has got another kid, and so the family just keeps growing. And
yeah. Well, if she's 3, that's pretty close to having her a remote in her hand, right? It's got to be getting close.
Right there. I'm looking at it.
We have our first grandchild, and she's I'm gonna get in trouble. At least my kids don't watch the podcast, I doubt. So she's a couple months old. We'll say that. But
there you go.
I asked, we were at dinner for my son's birthday yesterday, and we were talking about, I said, hey, how long till, when can, her name's Tegan, but her middle name's Ray. So I call her Ray. And so I said, when can Ray go to the race with us? She was like, whenever she says, I want to go racing or something like that. And my son said, you better be careful. Those are going to be her first words. I said, dang right they will be. I'll be like hooked on phonics. Like I'll be teaching her. That's all you'll hear. So
just sit on the couch with her and whisper, I want to go racing. I want to go racing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, but
my daughter really liked watching the cars go around the track at a young age. And about, I guess 6 months ago now, she kind of drove a car in an open oval track. It was carpet. Not very big, but she had some help, but there was some movement there.
Hey.
So
I've tried. I've got 3. They're all, teenagers now, except for the youngest. He's almost 11. I've tried to get all 3 of them racing with me, and they'll, my oldest, he'll pick up a remote, he'll run a heat, and he'll be like, I'm bored. I'm like, really? So
yeah, I kind of thought my middle son was gonna be, into it. We used to race dirt bikes together, and he ran the first track, the last year's layout with some buddies, and so he kind of got into for like an afternoon, and he was way faster than all of his friends, and he actually wasn't far off of like rookie pace, I'll say. And but now he has a baby, and goes to bed at 9 o'clock, and it's like so yeah, he's a little busy, but one day. And my wife has driven a car maybe 45 seconds total, and she's out. She's like, nah, I'm good.
We're gonna go. I bought like 3 of those low NAS cars, and we're gonna go down to high voltage in August. I'm gonna get my wife to race, so maybe she'll get hooked on it too.
Those are a good time.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's funny you talking about the big events. I think probably next year I was talking to Rex Rose. I think you know Rex, don't you? He used to be a DRC driver.
Yep.
He kind of got me convinced. I think me and the wife are gonna probably go to Canada Nats next year. It's a big on-road race. They do it in the middle of a mall.
I was there this year.
You are.
Uh-huh.
I've seen plenty of pictures and videos from it. I was like, that looks cool. And then I was talking to Rex, and he's like, he kind of got out of it. He doesn't really have a local track, and then his home track closed. But he was talking to Dumper, and he's just gonna build a GT12, and he's gonna run one class and go play. He's gonna go to Birds and Canada Nats and just enjoy retirement and being a granddad and stuff when he's not racing.
That's what he's been doing for the whole time I've known him.
I
I've known
know.
Rex for like 10 years.
That man, I
Maybe
don't know what he used to do, but I know he retired young, and he has just been living it up.
He told me once, and I don't remember, but I really enjoy him and Robin. They're just sweethearts.
Rex is awesome. I just saw him last week, a week and a half ago. I drove down to pick up some of his old Hootie bags from him, which I say old, they look brand new.
I'm pretty sure he got one of those from me.
Well, they both say Rex Rose on them.
Oh, they have the embroidery.
Oh
on
yeah,
them?
I got the Rex Rose bags.
You never get another one of those. You hang on to those.
Oh yeah, no. When he posted those up, I was like, I don't mind that it says Rex Rose. I'm taking those.
Special edition. Those are signature series.
That's like exactly.
No, those Hootie bags with the custom naming on stuff. They do it once a year. They open it up orders, and they're not cheap.
That's never Rex's problem.
No, he doesn't mind. He swipes that card and goes. I saw his Snowbirds hobby shop bill one year. My butthole puckered for him.
Yeah,
hanging and racing with Rex is always a fun time. So I'm glad to see he's actually doing a little racing again.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you see him before I see him, tell him I said hi.
Well, if I see him, it'll be if I head down to Snowbirds in January.
Okay. I wish.
Yeah, it's
well, that's cool. I was thinking, Chris, we talked about with my Mini Z track doing some spot races. Maybe we figure out a mall and see if we can get, some space in a mall and do a Mini Z on a weekend. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. Lots of exposure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was some Midwest guys that I talked to that a mall, they were able to get a big store and they did a oval track. Like that was their track was in a mall because like the mall was struggling and, it was easy to get space in there. And they did Mud Boss and a bunch of that kind of stuff.
What's that one up in Alexandria? He just moved his shop to a mall.
Oh, he's in Manassas. Yeah.
Manassas.
IMRC. He has a mini. They race Mini Z there on the weekends.
Yeah, I think he's got a 10 scale on road too. But
he does.
I mean, I'm curious. I'm curious what the foot traffic is like, just being in the mall and having a club race on a mall day. Day when the mall's open.
It's not that great.
It's not.
I mean, it's really good at in Welland in Canada. But that's because you're in center court and like everyone's walking by and there's a lot of racing going on. But like Drew Ellis from what was his track?
I cannot think of it. He used to have the Hootie race every year.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there, 5 or 6 times now, and there's never been a ton of spectators there.
He was in the mall too.
Yeah, he was in a dying mall kind of. They finally kicked it, and it sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's really cool. Like if you go to the Canadian Nats, there's a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
So if you're not used to that, heads up.
Yeah. Is it a 2-story mall? I think that would be the factor. Like,
Yes.
if you could look down from above to see the racing.
So most of the store, like the product stores, are on the first floor, and the second floor is like dentist office and doctor's offices. And there's not like a real, like when I think of a mall, you know, there's shops on like 2 or 3 floors, and you know, it's kind of all, you know, it's Aeropostale and a food court and this, that, the other thing. You know, this is a little bit different.
Okay.
But yeah. But those guys, actually, I was just on their podcast. You know, Mark and Max did a great job at that, and Corey as well. Those are kind of the main guys behind it, and I'm sure there's some other people. I think Jim helped out a lot as well.
Is Canada Nats run by Roar, or is it independent?
No, it's independent. It's not a true national, but it's. You know, there's an actual Canadian Nationals, but this race predates that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's still.
This is like their.
Really, you know, there's.
This is like their equivalent to indoor champs, I guess.
Yeah, it's actually as big or bigger than indoor champs.
Okay.
And it's a pop-up track, so they build it just for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So they do that. It's a little bit different. The track is smaller than like other hotel races like Champs or Snowbirds. But it's still a good size, and there's plenty of good racing, and you know, they had these really awesome so Jim printed out these 3D printed curbs that didn't suck, which was nice. I was trying to get him to sell them so we could use them at the local track and a few other tracks because they worked really well.
Oh, I made some 3D printed curves one time, and they were evil. Like, you touched them, they upset the car so badly. You were over on your lid.
Yeah, so his didn't do that.
Yeah, I pulled those. I think we ran like 2 races with them, and we're like, nope, we're done, no more.
Yeah,
sounds like somebody needs to be, you know, adding a new product to their inventory. Just get the
I'm
file.
trying. I got a guy. Printing's not the problem. I really do. I have a guy who does all my printing. He's got 7 printers, I think, or 8 printers now. I don't know.
Oh wow!
I was gonna say, we know a guy too up in New Jersey that does a little bit of printing. So last week we had Nitro Caddy. Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
So he's doing his new product is Bumpmaster, and they're all printed nitro alignment, and it's specific to the chassis. So you buy whatever chassis it is, and he actually gets a chassis from the manufacturer and designs it around it. So techno buggy truck and, you know, all S Works. He's got them all, and they're Samoji proof allegedly. I see Rob's in the chat, so had to give him a shout out.
I think I've only ever seen a Bumpmaster plate broken one time, and then I asked the dude what happened. He's like, he broke it on purpose so he could fit his truggy on the same box. Yeah, I
have brand new ones that are still sitting in the package. That I am so far behind on projects to get done for my own stuff, because all I do is work on the track. That's literally all I do. I'm in my skid steer about 100 times more than I am playing with RC cars. So
you and me both behind on projects. My nitro buggy's sitting in a 2-gallon bucket in I don't even know how many pieces. And I'm supposed to race in a week and a half. So
good luck with that.
Yeah, I pulled it apart one day because I was like, I'm gonna finally maintain this. I stripped it down to just the chassis plate, and I was gonna clean it. But that's as far as I got. I got it stripped down. I was like, it's too hot in my garage. I'm going inside. So
I am with you.
No, at least you have an air-conditioned trailer to work in.
Well, yeah, I have. So I have. You can see a little bit. the wall of cars. I have I have a race chassis and a practice chassis for all 4 cars. But the practice Nitro is still hanging and has never had a motor in it. And Chris has my practice electric, and that's my race Nitro. That's going to be the new practice Nitro, and it's got busted parts on it from Pro-Am, which is the last time I touched my cars, which was the holiday weekend,
Yeah.
end of May. So
Well, I
this
think
might be
that's.
the
Oh no,
first time I sit.
I did go to Lynchburg, so Pro-Am was not the last time I raced. Unfortunately, I blew an engine
Oh, yeah.
at Lynchburg.
This is the first time I've sat in this chair since May.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's well, I had a doubleheader weekend that was supposed to happen last weekend that I was hustling for.
Fortunately, rained out.
Yeah, and I bought a motorcycle, so have to have a little bit of unplugged time on the motorcycle. So that's taken a little bit of my attention, but and work trips, and this is not my real job. So unfortunately, my real job pays for my hobby job. So, but thankfully, that's been really busy, and I'm in sales, so it's good to be busy in sales. So
Very.
lots of
Nice.
late nights and lots of phone calls. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So what's your schedule? You say you got some races you're coming up to. Where are you headed in the next couple of months?
Oh boy. So I'm be at Idlewild, which is a track just south of Cincinnati, ACECO track on the 17th and 18th. I'll be at Wicked Weekend on the 23rd to the 26th. I'll be at the Roar 8-Skill Nationals on the 8th, excuse me, 8-Skill Regionals at River RC. And let's see, there is a oval race at Hoosier I'll be at on the 15th. There's a regional at Hoosier's off-road on September 12th. I'll be at the Worlds in Texas. I'll be at the INS in Hoosier, Champs, 10 scale regionals. I was trying to go to AMS, but there's just too much. I can't. There's no more time.
Running out of weekends.
That's the only race time that I've not made it to. I actually bought tickets in 25 or bought entries and ended up selling them. It's just a long haul, but maybe in 27 we'll get back.
I'm going to do a lot less traveling in 27. I anticipate a new child being soon.
There you go.
This is my travel year. So
I think last year was my big travel year, and I kind of, not even on purpose, I slowed down this year. I think I've gone to one. I mean, technically all my races are travel races. My closest track is 3 hours. But the only out of town big event so far I've done was Pro-Am, and I think the only other thing else I have planned is probably Fall Brawl, which will be at the same place.
Well, you went to LCRC. That's
okay.
That's a haul.
I mean, it's not that bad. It was like 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, last year I hit snowbirds and I was in South Carolina, and I was all over the place last year. This year I slowed way down.
Yeah, I'm kind of jonesing now. Everybody's talking about Wicked Weekend, but I was trying to make it happen, but too much going on, and so. But
I have not been to a race time event. So.
Ever?
No.
Oh man, you got to at least go.
I'll do it one of these
P&B is
days.
fun. I've only been to P&B. I've been every year since 2023. Not that
Do you
long.
race a
But
PNB or do you just go as a vendor?
just as a vendor.
Yeah, okay.
So that was going to be my question. Like, how many of those races that you mentioned are races or that you're racing, or how many is vendors? Is it all vendors? Okay.
Yeah, so I'll have some club races at Hoosier. I'll be up at Cincinnati on the 2nd for a race. I'm sure I'll be over at Cincinnati again. My buddy owns a track in South Michigan. I'll go up there, race a little bit there. And just kind of wherever I can, once a month is, best I can do to go and run.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah,
Hoosier's now
I'm with
45
you.
minutes away.
I do like that. Do you actually have places you can club? Do you actually have places where you can actually? Because you say you run mod, you actually have places where you can club race mod.
Cincinnati.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Because the asphalt track is ginormous. It's like 220 by 110 or something like that. So
I've yet to finish.
So I normally run a 4.5.
I think they run.
So I normally run a 4.5 with 45 turbo and 8 boost, and I top out on the straightaway.
Holy crap! I've yet to be in. I do parking lot racing here and there. I've not been to like an actual like asphalt RC track. I'm pretty sure it's probably so much fun.
So is it a fixed asphalt track, Zach?
Yeah, so they rent some space from the fairgrounds in the corner they weren't using. And so they get to kind of come and go as they please. They prep it with just grape soda, and they pick the track up after the last club race, and they have a big storage container that the driver stand is on top of. And they put it in there along with the audio and whatnot. And
so it's just a parking lot, but it's a nice. So it's a big rectangle.
Yeah, they purposely built it back.
Got it. Okay.
So it's it's fun. I implore so everyone who has raced off-road and never raced on-road, whenever they race on-road, they say it's the most fun they've had racing RC cars.
On-road will make you a better off-road driver.
We have a crew in Manassas, Chris, drawing a blank on his last name, but they run in Manassas at a high school, and they run a bunch of different on-road GT classes, and then I think they run 21.5 and a couple of other. I'm not even going to pretend like I know, but they run the short course trucks, which is really cool. They put out some wood ramps for the short course trucks. What is it? SST, I think is what they're called. Stadium trucks. It's basically a two-wheel drive slash you have to run stock everything, but it's really, really cool. They look just like, have you ever seen stadium trucks race like on the road race courses on asphalt, where they can like
where they throw the big jumps out?
Yep, exactly. And it looks just like that. So when they're going around a turn, like it's picking up the inside front wheel, just like they are in real life. And so they're a lot of fun. They're not fast, but it's a lot of fun. And they run VTA. VTA. Yeah. I have one of those cars and I can't even remember. And then now they've just started running 8-scale GT electric. And
indoor?
No, this is parking lot. So I want to say the fast guy did a GPS on his car, and he was doing like 80 on the back straight, and it's like 0 to 80 to 0 in like 100 feet. It's so crazy. And I have one. I bought one, and insane. It's almost carpet, because they have so much grip. And when I brought that car back to the trailer, I never really had run those tires that sticky before. So I had to basically just chuck the car in the trailer and then go back out and marshal. And I just laid it on the bench. And when I came back, I picked up the car, and it pulled my whole pit mat and everything on it off onto the floor because the tires were stuck to the pit mat because they were so sticky from being out and, right off the hot asphalt. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
I wish.
But it was a lot of fun.
When we get done to asphalt racing, you can't pick up your car by the chassis or like the bed or anything. You can pick it up by the front bumper and the rear body, because everything is over 150 degrees, and you're doing one of these going to the pit. It's not.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, looks like we have reached the witching hour. We've already run an hour. It's crazy how fast these things go. So
before we break, do you want to drop a plug for DRC or talk about?
That's what I was going to say. What's the website? Tell us anything you got new. Yeah.
So the website is drcproshop.com. I implore you guys to ask your local hobby shop about it. We sponsor a ton of races all over the country, and we try our best to support the local hobby shops. Again, without the local tracks that depend on these hobby shops, there's no you, and if there's no you, there's no me. So ask them first. But yes, if you don't have a local hobby shop, if you're not local to any place that kind of has a hobby shop, because there's a lot of tracks that exist that don't have shops, and that's okay too. But check out drcproshop.com. You can Google custom charge lead. You can hit us up on social media at DonathanRC. And for new products, kind of the last new product we launched was our version, I think it's 5 of our heated lipo sleeve, which is a whole thing, but it works really well. If you guys don't know, heating your batteries lowers the internal resistance and gives you less fade, so more punch and flatter discharge curve.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what, I know that Truth Motorsports owes you an order, so if you can load me up an invoice with one of everything from your your shippable in stock stuff, and shoot me a list. Soon we will have them in Truth Motorsports inside the hobby shop. We do have them for your sponsor giveaway stuff. So we've already give away some at our first race, and we'll give some at each one of our race. But in true fashion, completely behind on getting stuff ordered for the shop, but shoot me a note and we will have them as soon as he ships them out to me. So you can get them right here in your favorite track in Virginia, Truth Motorsports. So other than that, any parting words of encouragement for any of our fans out there? We have a huge international following. We are apparently more popular in Europe than we are in the United States, according to our statistics on all of our podcasts. So, but it's because people in Europe, they can't grow beards like this. So I think they're enamored. They're enamored with the beard. So I think
they can't see you. It's audio only.
But that you can tell. You can tell. I mean,
You can tell. Oh, okay.
For real. With a name like Tiny and beard like this, what's not to love? So Well, I appreciate it, Zach. Thanks again for sponsoring and all of the support. And next time I get to one of those really cool races that you go to, we'll get to meet in person and share a Dr. Pepper Zero or whatever favorite beverage. And other than that, unless you guys have anything else, we'll wrap it up.
Just want to say thank you for having me on here. And
Absolutely. Thanks for joining.
I don't think I've met either of you two in person. I meet a lot of people, so sorry. It's kind of one of those things that everyone knows me, and I'm trying to remember their name, and I'm like,
Well, if you forget my name, you'll be the first because you know I am memorable. Nobody that I'm kind of the same way. People are like, you know, I hear somebody from across Walmart, Tiny, and I'm like, hey, buddy. You know, 'cause I'm you see me once and you don't really forget me, and it's kind of one of those, you know, names that sticks with you. So
Yep.
but yeah, well, I appreciate it, and with that, I guess we will wrap this up, and we will see you guys at the track.
Freedom out, freedom out, freedom out! Down and quiet!